The Chipko Movement. After the Sino-Indian War in 1963, the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh experienced a growth in development focused mainly in the rural Himalayan regions. The several roads built during the war attracted many foreign logging companies and gave them access to the region's forests. Excessive commercial logging in these areas severely affected the rural villagers who depended heavily directly and indirectly on the forest, but the government denied them to manage the lands or even have access to them. The commercial loggings were mismanaged, the empty forests led to lower agriculture yields, erosion, depleted water resources, and increased flooding throughout surrounding areas. In 1964, the environmentalist and social activist Chandi Prasad founded a cooperative organization, DGSM, to foster small industries for rural villagers using local resources. He led the first Chipko protest in 1973 near the village of Mandal in the upper Alaknanda Valley after the villagers had been denied access to the small number of trees that were left. Chipko Movement is a nonviolent social and ecological movement by rural villagers, mostly women, aimed at protecting trees and forests from government logging. The Hindi word Chipko means to hug or to cling to, and reflects the demonstrators' primary tactic of embracing the trees to impede the loggers. The first Chipko movement, as well as the many others that followed and spread throughout the Himalaya, was a success. After many days of the first protest, the government canceled the company's logging permits and granted the original requests by DGSM. It is estimated that between 1972 and 1979, more than 150 villages were involved with the Chipko movement. As the movement continued, protests became more project-oriented and expanded to include the entire ecology of the region, ultimately becoming the Save Himalaya movement. The success of the Chipko movement in the hills saved thousands of trees from being cut and influenced the natural resource policy in India. One of Chipko's greatest success was in 1980, when a 15-year ban on deforestation in the Himalayan forests of the state was ordered by the Prime Minister of India. Given the movement, the central government made the Forest Protection Act. This act is to protect the forest and to bring the environment alive. Since this movement began, villagers as well as common people showed empowerment toward making a social change, and the government in India and other places has been more considerate of people's needs and ecological requirements. The Chipko movement is one of the first examples of a nonviolent, socially responsible solution towards the protection of the environment. It has prevented vast deforestation in India in the past, and its success shows that when people care enough about an issue, they can make things happen.